Hi y'all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. Today, you guys, I wanted to talk about something that I probably don't talk about a lot on my channel, and that's affordable makeup. And I'm going to use the quotations affordable makeup because that is a relative term. But since it's the most commonly used term, I'm going to go with that. Affordable makeup. So not drugstore, because some of these items you can get at the drugstore. Some of them you can't. You'd have to order them. But I wanted to just sit down and talk about the things in my collection because I do have affordable or drugstore makeup in my makeup collection. I don't have a ton of it, I admit that, but the products that I do have I actually really enjoy and I recommend to people in my real life all the time. When I first started with makeup, I was really exclusively using drugstore makeup, and then I sort of branched out into other, price tiers, and now I would say that the majority of my makeup collection is high-end to luxury. I fully admit that. But again, you can find some really amazing products at a less expensive price point. So I'm going to go through my favorite affordable makeup products in every category. Let's go. The one category that I am going to be skipping is eyeshadow. Yeah, that is because I don't really feel like there's a ton of super affordable under $10 or $10 and under eyeshadow palettes out there. I know that Profusion is really popular. I haven't tried them, so I didn't want to include them in this because it's not a brand that I've tried, and so I don't have an opinion on it for myself, and it's not something that's in my collection. So I wanted to be very transparent about that. I don't have any eyeshadow palettes that retail for under $10 in my makeup collection. I just don't. Now, you may be able to find some of them on sale, like a ColourPop, eyeshadow palette or under $10, but that's not the retail price. So what I'm going with now is what the retail price of these products are. So first, let's start off with foundation. I don't have any affordable primers, but I don't really wear primer anymore, so that's not something that I would have in my collection anyway. I have one primer that I hardly ever use, and it's not affordable. So first up is my favorite affordable foundation, and I have been using this foundation for literally years. This is my, I think, third bottle that I've had of this foundation. It is super affordable. You can get it at Ulta. You can get it on their website. You might even be able to get it at Sephora because I know Sephora carries some of their makeup and some of their products. I don't know specifically what they carry, but this is a super, super affordable foundation that is beautiful on the face, and that is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. Now, if you like a really lightweight, your skin but better type of base product, this is one for you. This retails for, I believe, $7.50. Okay, that's less expensive than a ColourPop foundation. And this is the retail price. So yeah, I've been using this for, like I said, for some years now. This is my third bottle, and I bought this back when I was a full coverage girl, and I didn't think that I would like a really sort of light coverage, lightweight foundation, but this one proved me wrong. It does have some coverage to it. It's not like the Glossier Skin Tint where it's like a whisper of pigment. You can build this up. You're not going to get full coverage from this. It's not meant to do that. But you can build this up to at least even out and cover up, if you know what I mean, to conceal a bit of imperfections and to even out the skin tone. And that's what I use this for. It's very lightweight. It is very much a serum. It is very much a serum texture. It's very liquidy. It blends into the skin and sinks in skin like water. It is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. And just for reference, for me, my shade in this is 2.1Y. Next up is a brand that is going to feature heavily on this list because I think they have really good products, specifically base products. So next up is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. here it is here. This shade is a bit yellow on me. I can make it work. It is Tan Sand. I think I might try to get this in a slightly more neutral tone. But what I like about this is it's sort of a hybrid between a really creamy, hydrating, lightweight concealer and one that gives you really good coverage. You know, think the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, where it's a very creamy emollient concealer, but it's also full coverage. That is what I would say this is. I think this is probably a pretty decent dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy, in my opinion. I really enjoyed using this. I was kind of shocked at how much I enjoyed using this. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near as creamy as, say, like my current fave concealer, which is the Kosas Revealer Creamy Concealer. It's not as creamy as that, but it also has a little bit more coverage than that one. So if you're looking for a nice balance, you're looking for something that gives you a satin finish, not super dewy, not matte, just satin, but also covers really well, this is a really good option. Next up is another e.l.f. product, and this one kind of blew me away. I feel like all of the reviews for this product are either people really like it or they really hate it. And I went into it feeling completely neutral. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, and I've come to really like it. It is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I have discovered my love in the past like year and a half. I have sort of discovered my love for cream bronzers, and so I got this one to see if it was anything like my favorite bronzer, cream bronzer, which is the NARS bronzing cream. I would say this is a stiffer formula, but I think it's blendable. I think it's really blendable. I think this, I forget what the name of this shade is. I think this honey something. I lost the little thingy on it. But what I like about this, it's a little bit drier than the NARS bronzing cream. It's a little less emollient. It's got a bit more satiny feeling to it. I would say that this one is one of those cream bronzers that you apply and then it kind of dries down to like almost like a powder finish, more like a satin finish. So yeah, this one I would say if you're someone who wants to try a bronzing cream, but you're worried that's going to be too pigmented and you're a little afraid of how well it apply, this one's nice because I would say it doesn't go on super pigmented right away. This is one that you will have to build up, but I really love the finish that it gives once you build it up. So yeah, I think this is it's a good starter cream bronzer. If you're someone who's never tried cream bronzer and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, get the e.l.f. one just to test out if you even like the idea of a cream bronzer, because it's affordable and you're not going to feel so torn up about it as opposed to buying like the NARS one for like $30 something. Next up is powder, and I have two powders in this category. One is from e.l.f. Like I said, I really enjoy e.l.f.'s base products, and the other is a finishing. Oh wow, this is coming off. Okay. I had something on my hand and I wiped it across the packaging and I've like pulled off. This is one thing I do dislike about drugstore makeup, guys, is the packaging is so cheap. It drives me insane. So first off, one is a loose powder. So we're going to talk about that one first. It is a setting powder and it is the Halo Glow setting powder from e.l.f. I have mine and I believe this is medium. And what I like about this is that it gives the skin this really beautiful luminous finish. It's not matte. It's not going to make your skin look super shiny or dewy. It just gives the skin an overall glow. And usually with setting powders, I feel like I go in with a setting powder, and then if I want to add more glow, I'll have to go in with like a luminous finishing powder, you know, like a pressed powder. This one kind of gives that feeling in one powder, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I would recommend this one if you're looking for that sort of really luminous glow while still being able to set your makeup. The next one is and this is the one that wiped around my thumb. This is the NYX High Glass Finishing Powder, and it looks like this, minus my hand swiping across the name, and it looks like this. And I got into this based on a recommendation, and I'll show you how shiny that looks. I got into this on a recommendation from Angelica Nyquist because she loves the High Glass Finishing Powder, and I was like, I kind of want to try that, and I fell in love with it. Now, this can be hard to come by. They're there was rumors that it was being discontinued, but I was still seeing it in certain places. So you kind of have to hunt this down, but it's completely worth it because this is a beautiful, beautiful powder. I say if you are someone who doesn't want, you don't necessarily want like highlight, but you want your whole face to look glowy. It's kind of similar to how this one is. This one is glowier though. This is a really great place to strategically finish with. Great powder to strategically finish with, like in certain places. Like I love to, you know, apply it like on my forehead. I love to apply it on the base of my cheeks. And what it does is it gives that natural luminescence without looking too highlightery. In the wintertime, one of my favorite ways to use this was to pair it with my Anastasia Luminous Foundation, set my face with like a regular matte powder, and then go in with this. And I would get so many compliments on my skin in the winter. And it just gives that, especially in the winter when your skin feels kind of dead. This was my secret weapon. I haven't used this summer because my skin has just been my skin's been kind of naturally glowy and I've been trying other things, but during the wintertime, this was my like go-to product for that. And again, if you like sort of that really soft glow all over or strategically, this is a good one too. Next up is blush, and I kind of immediately knew what blush I wanted to talk about, and that is the Milani Baked Blush. This is my favorite drugstore blush formula. I have it in 2 shades, which is, I believe it is the Felicita. It's one of the newer ones. If I can think of the name of it, I'll put it at the bottom. But the one that I am holding in my hand right now is my go-to one, and that is Rose d'Oro. And that is this gorgeous baked, and it has like these swirls of gold. And I'm sure you guys have seen the Milani Baked Blushes. This isn't like a new product by any means, and this isn't a new shade. But this is a shade that if you can see here, it's rosy, but it has this beautiful gold glow. And honestly, I am a sucker for a shimmery blush, and I like the idea of using other products to give me glow besides a highlighter, you know? And this one, and I have so much stuff on my hand. I have this on my, I'm testing out the new House Labs liquid eyeshadow, so that's on my hand. But this is the blush. Look how stunning that is. It's not overly pigmented, so you can build it up and you can get it to look quite intense, but you don't have to, and you still get this really beautiful glowy finish. It's such a beautiful formula. I really want to try the one that is, I think it's called Sunrise Serenita, the orange one. That is on my wish list, but this is one that I reach for all the time, and it is an OG fave. There's a reason why this is a cult fave, because it's a really good, solid product. It's a product that has been consistent for years. Next up are highlighters, and I have 2 here. I have one from ColourPop and I have one from Milani. Now, the Milani one is a personal fave. It is their Hypnotic Lights highlighter in Flashing Light. And this is what it looks like. You can see that there. And it's a shifty one, guys. It's a duochrome highlighter. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm actually applying it over. Can you see that? And this is the blush. That's the Milani blush. So these two together. Oh, look at that. It is such a stunning highlighter. It is one of my favorite highlighters in my entire collection. I love this. Again, this can be kind of hard to track down. I know you can get it on the Milani website and you might be able to get it on Amazon. I don't think it's carried at like Ulta, or if you can find it at the drugstore, I don't know. But I got mine on Amazon because I was having a hard time tracking this down. But beautiful, beautiful highlighter. Next up is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Showtime. Now, I don't know if this one is still available, but the formula itself is really what I want to talk about. And I'm going to show you here, and mine's kind of cracked a bit because I dropped it, but oh, it still has that beautiful ColourPop like wet feel. And this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can apply it to my hand here. This is another one that's kind of shifty. You see that pink shift? I wanted to give you guys 2 options for formulas because one is more, they're both powders, but this one I would say is more of like a it's really more like a putty almost in the way that it applies, and you have to be sort of strategic about what type of brushes you use to pick up the product. For a long time I was just using my fingers to apply it. It's beautiful though. I mean, look at those two together. They're just so stunning. So I think this is a good option if you want that sort of almost like cream bronzer but not, or cream highlighter but not. This is a good option. If you like a more traditional powder, I think this is the better option. But I love them both. I'm bringing up ColourPop again. ColourPop has probably my favorite pencil liner formula. They have such a beautiful shade range. It runs the gamut. You can get neons, pastels, reds, pinks, blacks, browns, greens. You can get them all, and they're very affordable. And I would say my only gripe is the packaging, the packaging can leave a little bit to be desired. But, you know, that's kind of the case with a lot of drugstore packaging or affordable packaging. This one is what is in my waterline today, and this is the shade Zulu. What I love about this formula is that it's very creamy, it's very pigmented, it doesn't fade in my waterline. These are like my go-to, and they're so affordable, and I have them in a huge range of shades, and I keep purchasing them because they're worth it in my opinion. I have some higher end colored eyeliner pencils that are good, but most of my ColourPops are better. For brow products, I haven't used this in a while because I'm finishing up my current brow products that I own. But I purchased this when I purchased a bunch of other e.l.f. and it is their Wow Brow. And I think the shade that I have this in is Neutral Brown. I was blown away at how fluffy this made my brows look. Like, I would say when you first use this, go in lightly, go in slowly, because if you go in ham, your brows are going to be out of control. But they give that filled in full bushy brow effect. If that's what you're going for, this will give it to you. I use this a ton in the winter, and then like I said, I have products that I've had a little bit longer that are getting older that I'm just kind of working through. But this one's more affordable, and I think it does a better job than the other brow gel that I'm currently using, which is from Lime Crime, and it's about 18 bucks. I still love that. That's one of my favorites. But if you really want to go ham bushy brow, this is a better option. Oh, I almost forgot to mention mascara. So I don't have any affordable mascara in my collection at the moment, but one of my recommendations that I used for a while, and I just haven't repurchased because I have a ton of mascara, and that is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. I think that is a fantastic mascara, and I bought it back when people were saying that it was a dupe for the Hourglass mascara. Now, I wouldn't say, and Hourglass used to be my favorite mascara. I personally wouldn't say that it's an exact dupe for that one, but it's damn good. And so if you're looking for one that gives you that really voluminous lash, long but not too long, CoverGirl Exhibitionist is a great option. Yeah, that is the one that of all of the like drugstore mascaras that I've tried, that is the one that I recommend, and that's the one that I would purchase again. And finally, lip products. And again, I'm going to bring up ColourPop and Milani. So first up is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. The way I feel about the ColourPop cream gel liners is the way that I feel about the ColourPop Lippy Pencils. I have them in a ton of shades. They are my go-to. They are affordable. I think it can be kind of not the best investment to spend a lot on a lip pencil, especially if it's a pencil that you use all the time. Don't get me wrong, I have some high-end lip pencils. I enjoy them, but I think these are a better, smarter, more economical choice. And it's why that I have so many of them, because if I run out of my ColourPop pencil at $7, it's far more affordable for me to replace than one that cost me $18 to $22. So my go-to color, which I'm wearing now with lip gloss, along with a little bit of lipstick, is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF3, which is just like my perfect neutral tone. This one is in Control. It's a little bit darker and more cool toned than BFF3, but it's also a fave of mine. And what I'm probably going to do is when I finish up BFF3, which I'm almost done with, I'm probably just going to start using this one and then re-up once I finish this one. And then finally, for lipsticks, I am going to show you guys the Milani Color Statement. I've been wanting to try this formula for ages, but every time I would go on the Ulta website, these would be sold out in the shades that I wanted. I would manage to get my hands on this one, and this is the shade Teddy Bear, and I'll show you what it looks like. Do I have any more space on my hand? Yeah, I have some here. So, I don't know if you guys can see that. That is what it looks like. It's like this slightly pinky tone. Actually, you know what? Let me show you. I have two hands. I could use the other one, you know. So that is what that looks like. And it looks more pink toned on camera than it actually is in real life. It's a bit more of like a neutral rosy brown. But it is beautiful. It's pigmented. It feels like a balm when you put it on. The feel of the formula is very unique in my opinion for drugstore bullet lipstick. It has that sort of balmy texture to it that's very comfortable on the lips. I find that these last a really decent amount of time for a bullet lipstick that's not a matte. I really want to try some of the colors in this, but they're always sold out, and I think there's a reason for that. It's a really, really good formula. Also, it smells like candy. That was probably the one thing that throws me off about this formula, because I don't really truly love like candy scented makeup. So if you don't like things that smell really sweet, this smells very sweet. You don't smell it once you put it on your lips. Well, when you first apply it, you do. And then, you know, as it sits there, it kind of fades away. But when you first open it up, you really do get a whiff of that sweet scent. But yeah, I truly enjoy this formula, and I have a ton of lipsticks I don't need anymore, but I could see myself picking up a couple of more shades in this formula. All right, guys, so that is my list of my favorite affordable makeup products in my collection. Let me know in the comments down below, what are some of your favorite affordable makeup products that you would recommend that I try? Leave your recommendations down below. If you enjoyed today's video, I hope you will hit the like button and consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.